Hey guys, welcome back to the Warframe Rework. This episode will focus on the in-game economy. And just to clarify, I'm not talking about the plat economy, but rather the economy surrounding the syndicates and open-world factions in the game. Additionally, I'd like to talk about resource acquisition and the frequent soft resets that come with new updates. Now to me, one of the most annoying aspects of Warframe's design is the daily standing caps. This practice of throttling gamers' experience has been treated as a controversy for other games in the genre. Now granted, in these cases it was done behind the player's back, which made things worse. However, I don't think that simply because DE is open with their desire to impede players' progress, it makes it much better. Now the excuse for this is that if they don't actively impede players' progress, we would go through the content too quickly. And my answer to that is DE should spend more time making sustainable content rather than putting up annoying roadblocks in our path. Not only is this frustrating for hardcore players, but it actually hurts the casual player more. If you only have 1 or 2 days in the week when you can game, these roadblocks significantly halt your progress. This makes it impossible for a 1 day per week player to significantly grind through the progression in the time that they have. The way standing is currently implemented in Warframe is extremely anti-player. To solve this, I think a few changes should be made. The first would be to completely get rid of daily standing caps, and if for some reason DE feels they need to rely on this to stretch their content, which by the way I don't think they do, they could at least stretch the cap time to 1 full week. And of course, to compensate for this, they would increase the cap by a factor of 7. That said, I think the system should be done away with completely. Now, to add insult to injury, there's both a standing cap and standing as the currency you use in order to get rewards from each syndicate. This effectively makes the player choose between rewards and further progression with a faction. To solve this, instead of costing standing, rewards from factions should cost their respective tokens. That is to say, things from Fortuna would cost bonds, things from Arbiters of Hexus would cost medallions, and so on and so forth. Now this would require a token to be made for Cetus, which would be easy. They could either trade an Orokin scavenged gold, or perhaps oil made from those blubber mattresses of the Unum. Additionally, missions given from each faction should reward both standing and tokens. The last thing I would suggest is a resource to currency conversion system similar to what we have in Fortuna with Ticker, either for all factions or at least in the open world ones. This allows veteran players to use resources that would otherwise collect dust in their inventory to progress through the new content, and helps battle the soft resets that often occur with these updates. In general, I think resource acquisition is pretty good in Warframe, although there are a few exceptions to this. For one, there needs to be a place similar to the index for acquiring Endo. Now your instinctive reaction might be to say that the arena is available. However, the rate at which you get Endo from the arena is ridiculously slow. Right now in the game, the most viable Endo farm is Arbitrations, and this is silly because Arbitrations is supposed to be an endgame or a veteran mode, not an Endo farm. To correct this, the arena should be reworked to grant far more Endo than it does in its current state. This wouldn't require any gameplay changes, just increasing the reward of Endo per execution. They could do this by increasing it across the board, or have multipliers that come into effect the longer you play the mode. Now, the bigger issue with resources seems to be when we get these large open world updates. These come with a whole plethora of new resources to farm, and while having new resources isn't entirely a bad thing, the exclusivity of them in the open world is what bothers me. You should be able to find resources that are in the Orb Balas and the Plains of Eidolon in tile sets on Venus and Earth, respectively. This just makes sense, as that's how resources have always worked in Warframe, which is to say that resources are congruent across all nodes on a given planet or region. The only exception to this would be fish, as it wouldn't really make sense to put those in tile set missions. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like the ideas in this video, please give it a like and share it with your Warframe friends. The only way any of this could be implemented is if DE knows about it. And if you have your own ideas about the economy, please leave a comment below. If you'd like to see more of this content, please subscribe and stay tuned for the next episode of the Warframe Rework, where I'll explore world-building aspects of Warframe.